Hi friends, my name is Rebecca. Welcome to my channel, and in today's video I thought I would do a barn tour as well as a meet the horses video. Although we were very happy at our old barn and there were many lovely horses there, unfortunately there were so many horses I couldn't even begin to scratch the surface on introducing them all. However, our new barn is much smaller and still fairly new to us as we've only been here about a month, so I thought this was the perfect opportunity to introduce everyone. For the privacy and safety of myself as well as the barn owners, I won't say the name of the barn or give too many specific details. But without further ado, let's get into the horses. First up is Jake, who I briefly introduced in my last video. He is Florian's buddy and they actually get along incredibly well. It's not uncommon to find them glued to one another's side. They will eat from the same hay bin and rub against each other when they're itchy. Florian is not a top of the herd type of horse, and I'm guessing neither is Jake, as even when they were first introduced, there was no major drama on figuring out who was top dog. Even now, I'm still not entirely sure who is higher on the pecking order between them, as they both seem very comfortable in one another's space. While they have their moments of horseplay, it's not anything serious, and overall I think they really enjoy one another's company. Jake is a very sweet horse, and I'm incredibly happy Florian got such a good friend to hang out with. Up next is Boomer, the smallest horse on the property, as he is a Connemara pony. He is considered quite the unicorn, as he is the guy often used for children and adult beginners alike. And fun fact, he will also be the pony that I will ride once I stop being a chicken and actually sign up for lessons. He is very, very sweet and laid back, as nothing really ruffles this guy under saddle. Hopefully, I'll be able to give you another update with him soon. Once I start riding again, I'm sure he'll be an absolute gem. Next, we have Xena, or as my husband likes to affectionately call her, Warrior Princess. I believe Xena is a thoroughbred, but don't quote me on that. Now is probably a good time to mention that all of the horses on the property, aside from Florian, are owned by the barn owner/trainer. However, I do know that Xena is being leased by one of the owner's students, so it's been fun for me when her rider pops by from time to time. I admittedly don't know much about Xena, as she seems a little more high energy than I'm used to, but you have to admit she is very pretty. And lastly, there is Skye, the lovely white and tawny paint. Like Xena, I haven't had much interactions with Skye, but she's made it pretty clear that she likes to be the boss. Of course, around people she's a super lovely horse, but out in the field, her mare face often comes out in full force. But overall, from my limited experience with her, I would say she and the other horses are a pretty low-key bunch. While I might not have a vast amount of horse experience, I have seen my fair share of dramatics, and these guys tend to get along and behave really well. And of course, let's not forget Mr. Florian, the most beautiful gypsy in the entire world. Like I mentioned, he is the only privately owned horse here, but he fits in like he's lived here all his life. Having the space to run around and graze has been a huge blessing. In California, space is definitely a luxury and grass is almost non-existent, so his new lifestyle has been an amazing change for him. I really think he's happy having an environment that allows him to behave more like a natural horse, and I feel so fortunate I've been able to give him that. I would also like to mention that there are two other mares that are usually here, but are currently not. The first is Roxanne, who is away being used as a horse for summer camp. She will be back at the end of August, and I'm so excited because, like Boomer, she is a total unicorn and I will be allowed to ride her during my lessons. The other is a mare named Hannah, and she is away for breeding, so her timeline of return is a little bit more murky. Both of these girls are big, beautiful giraffes, just like Florian, so it will be extra special once they come home. So now that you've met the horses, I wanted to share a little bit about the actual farm. It's approximately 5 acres overall with 3 pastures that are usually used as turnout, with a 4th field in the back that is more often used for riding, although the horses can definitely be turned out there as well. The front 2 fields are what I've seen used the most often, and they each have their own shelter, which I really like because they are so big with plenty of space for everyone to get under. These shelters can also be converted to stalls if need be, but for the most part everyone spends their days outside. The main barn is where all the hay and feed is stored, as well as halters and grooming supplies. Tack is actually stored inside the barn owner's home to protect it from the North Carolina humidity. But again, for privacy reasons, I won't be sharing that. There is also a grooming area which can be used for bathing, or hitching posts right outside if you like those instead. This is definitely a much smaller boarding situation than where we came from, and while it's been an adjustment, I am so happy to have Florian here. He's not just another horse among dozens of others that needs to be fed, and I love that he feels like a valued member of the herd. Florian will be staying here for the foreseeable future, and I'm confident that he will thrive here. I hope you guys enjoyed the little barn tour, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on Florian's new home. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again with another video real soon. Bye!